Amanda. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you're having an awesome day. Thank you for taking a few minutes every day to hang out with me. Today's video is another Team Up Tuesday with Get This Glowing. We are discussing the top 5 best brands that we tried in 2019. A lot of the brands I do want to try are more indie and aren't available at Ulta and Sephora. The other part of figuring out top 5 brands was I found myself trying like maybe one product from a brand, or if I tried multiple products, only one worked out. I'll highlight those brands as well. The brands that I chose, I definitely have a handful of products I really do enjoy. Just felt like I didn't explore as many brands as I thought I was going to in 2019, but I definitely have a list for 2020. I really like to try stuff in stores to be able to swatch it, to color match, or kind of get an idea of the formula. But if it's an indie brand and you're just buying at risk and you don't know if it's going to work out for you, please subscribe and give this video a like. Let's get into it. These are not in any particular order, and I'm really excited to see what Jeannie chose on her top 5s as well. I wonder if we have any similar ones. So coming in at number 5 is Catrice. I don't know why I have been sleeping on this amazing drugstore brand, but I have found quite a few products from Catrice that I really like. The Catrice Freshen Up Hydrating Primer is so good, and this is coming from someone who has a very dry skin. My face is even drier than usual today because of the weather, and it was super windy and there was a hockey game. We were waiting outside before we got into the arena, and my face is red and chapped, and I cannot wait to drench it in some It and a Confidence cream tonight. But this primer is so good. I honestly haven't really found a high-end prestige primer that hydrates nearly as well as this one, and this one is probably about $5 to $7. I actually have very old footage of early on in my channel of buying a full face of Catrice products, and I never got around to editing it, but this was one of my favorite products that I tried. It hydrates my face really well as gripping with foundation to make it very long lasting and wearing throughout the day. And also the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation is really good. It is definitely full coverage. I was not expecting it to be as full coverage as I thought it was. It's definitely up there with one of the top most full coverage foundations I have tried. At first I was kind of like, oh, do I really like this? It took some playing around with because I just found it a very thick formula, and I do like full coverage, but it was just so almost overwhelmingly how the coverage was. So the first time I used it, I definitely used way too much product. I was not expecting it. It is a dropper bottle dispense, so I definitely over dispensed. Once I was a little bit more light-handed, I was able to work in sections of my face a lot better. They also have this really good light illusion powder. This is in the shade Yellow Matte. I believe they have a couple of other shades as well. I normally lean towards more banana powders for my liking. I think it works better with my skin tone, and I really like how banana powders set my face as opposed to translucent powders. I don't experience any creasing when I use this powder, as well as I really like how it sets my nose because my nose is an area that does break up really quick. And then I actually have this on my face today. It's the Catrice California in a Box face palette. This is really good for travel. You get 2 blushes, 2 bronzers, and a highlight. The highlighter isn't as blinding as I would like it, but just for like a little subtle glam, or if you like highlighter but you don't like the beaming one, this would be a good one. It's very light. I really like the blushes. One is more matte than the other, but I really like peach blushes. It's definitely one of my favorite blush shades, and it has like more sheen to it. I actually am using this bronzer right now. It's definitely more of a cooler bronzer. The other one isn't bad. It's just I find myself reaching for this cooler one. Usually I don't like my bronzers to be super intense, but it happens anyway. And then at number 4, might surprise you, it is Juvia's Place. I thought I tried Juvia's Place maybe end of 2018, but I found it more around 2019 because I didn't start buying Juvia's products until Ulta started carrying them. And I remember redeeming my points on a bunch of Juvia's palettes. My favorite palettes came out this year, which are the Warrior 3 and Nomad palettes. I reach for these so often. I love the Juvia's Place formula so much. When you swatch it, you would probably be like, why do you like this? And Juvia's formulas are really made to be built up, which I really appreciate in an eyeshadow formula. These eyeshadows really allow me to build up the color to my liking, as well as working on getting it blended out. And the shades blend really nice together. The shimmers are one of my favorites. They are just so beaming and stunning. I just cannot get enough of Juvia's Place. This is the only product that I have tried from the line, and I actually have purchased the foundation, concealer, and powder. I have just not gotten around to trying it. I wanted to do a review on it, but I have used so many of their palettes that I can firmly say that this is one of my favorite brands. For the most part, all of the palettes have been pretty consistent. I know the formula has improved over time. One of my favorite palettes is the Afri Cake palette, but it doesn't always perform like how these newer palettes do. And I look forward to what palettes that they put out in 2020. I did miss out on their 4 mini palettes. I hope that they come to Ulta or they do a restock, because those are definitely on my list. Coming in at number 3, I actually have a skincare brand, and I didn't make a trip to the master bathroom to grab some of the products. I'm actually out of 2 of the ones that I will be covering. One of it is the Clean Bee Cleanser. Oh my gosh, we got that at the end of a 2018 BOXYCHARM, and I love it. I actually ended up redeeming some of my charms from the charm room on another bottle, and I went through that as well. I loved how the Clean Bee lathered up and cleansed my face. My face felt so clean afterwards. I just felt that it really helped getting all the gunk out of my pores. It did such a good job. I miss it. I kind of need it right now. I'm going through really bad breakouts and textures, and the only reason why I haven't repurchased it yet is because I have so many cleansers right now. There's so many new ones being released that I just want to try them all and see, but I always think about how does it measure up to Clean Bee when I try out some of these cleansers. As well as the Bright On mask. It is so good. It's one of my favorite masks. It's just I've been resorting more towards sleep masks these days. I don't really like using the dry down masks. I rather just do my skin routine and top it off with a sleep mask and call it a day, even though I feel like a Bright On mask would be very beneficial right now with all like the texture and redness that I am dealing with. And then the Green Clean Cleansing Balm is one of my favorite ones. I actually got a full size in a past IPSY Glam Bag Plus or Ultimate a couple months back, and I'm really glad to have it. I'm really close to using up my Clinique Take the Day Balm off right now, and I'm thinking of putting in the Green Clean Cleansing Balm. I find that it breaks down my makeup really nice. And then the Honey Grail oil is one of my favorite oils right now. I think it works really well with my moisturizers and sleep masks to really provide really good hydration. I like how they're exploring like their cherry line. I really want one of the cherry cleansing balms. I have the eye cream that I've used a couple times. I really like it right now. I haven't been using it nearly as long to get like a really good gauge. And then the serum isn't bad. It's not my favorite serum, but it's not the worst serum. It's a good serum. I don't think I would pay that price point for it, but I look forward to what other items they might expand on both the honey and cherry lines for 2020. Coming in at number 2, probably will not surprise you. If you know what brush this is, you probably know that I'm going to say Sigma. This is my beloved 3D HD Max Kabuki brush. Ever since I have tried this brush to apply foundation, I barely go back to a beauty blender, but this brush gets so gross. When I go to clean it, it definitely needs a detox of a week or 2. So that's when you will see where I will interchange with the beauty blender for a little bit, but this has just been so amazing. I don't know what it is about this brush, but I really like how it just blends out my foundation just so consistently good. As well as the 4D HD Kabuki brush. I really like this for blending out my concealer. It has that nice, really precise tip. And that's the thing about Sigma brushes. I was very intimidated by the different shapes that they had, but they are so unique. And I can see why the thought around these unique brushes are, and it really has changed the application of my base makeup using these brushes. I also love the F87. This is my favorite for loose powder to blend out underneath your under eyes as well as my nose. Not only do I love the face brushes, but the eye brushes are so good too. Their crease and lid brushes are some of my favorite, but I mainly use the face brushes. And then coming in at number 1 is Gerard Cosmetics. Oh my gosh, this was a brand that I wanted to try for the longest time, and I finally got a mystery box early in the spring of last year, and I was not disappointed. My favorite lip products are the Hydra Matte liquid lipsticks. This is my favorite shade. This is Honeymoon. I also got Mudslide in my Tribe Beauty box. That has quickly become one of my favorite shades as well. I just really like the formula of it. I find it very hydrating, but it still dries down really nice without my lips feeling dried out. For me, I have experienced very little transfer, and I don't really have to touch up much throughout the day, except for like the center of my lips, which is usual. And then like a hybrid of a lipstick and a gloss are their Supreme Cream lip product. This is the shade Electric Rose. Their pink shades are my absolute favorite pinks. It goes on like a gloss, but it feels like a satin lipstick. You apply it with this doe foot applicator. It's super pigmented, but it's not sticky like a gloss. And then their lip liners are some of the most creamy lip liners I have ever tried. I really hate those hard wooden ones, and this isn't retractable. You actually do have to sharpen it. For a pencil, it's just so creamy. I can't wrap my head around it because a lot of the wooden lip pencils are so hard and rough. Retractable ones I find super creamy, so this is like a hybrid between the two, which I'm really glad that it is creamy. No surprise here, these Slay All Day setting sprays are my favorite. I haven't reached for an Urban Decay all-nighter in who knows how long. I really love the scents of these setting sprays. They smell so good. I really like how it does set my makeup. I don't find it really breaking up throughout the day. It's very long wearing. Cucumber and watermelon are my favorite scents. A bottle like this size is fairly priced. It is cheaper than the Urban Decay all-nighter. They do a bunch of sales throughout the year. I really like how they're doing mystery boxes. I definitely want to get more. I just haven't been disappointed. I have a couple of products I just want to touch on because I've only used like 1 or 2 products from this brand, so that's why it wasn't listed. Kylie Concealer is probably my favorite concealer right now. Super hydrating, good coverage. There's a bunch of Kylie products that I've tried, didn't like, so I couldn't just justify putting that on. Along with my favorite concealer, my favorite liquid eyeliner right now is the House Laboratories. I just find it so user-friendly because it is a little bit weighted. I find myself having a really nice, precise way of applying eyeliner onto my lid. It's very black and matte, and it doesn't budge once it's on. It adheres to like the little specks of glitter from eyeshadow, but not nearly as bad as most liners. It's the only product that I have tried from House Laboratories. Glam Light Veggies palette. I really wanted to put that on my list. It is my favorite Glam Light palette I have tried, and I've tried their lipsticks as well. I feel like I just haven't tried as much Glam Light to put it on the list. Paula's Choice, I've only tried the exfoliator, and it is my absolute favorite. I love using it before base makeup application. I feel like it is pretty game changing. I did pick up the toner from Boxy Pop-Up, so I'm hoping to try more 2020. All their products have really good reviews. The NATASHA DENONA Sunrise palette was one of my favorite palettes of 2019. That was the first one that I did try. I own Metropolis. I still haven't used it yet. I'm actually wearing the Cranberry palette on my eyes today. The Marc Jacobs bronzer. Oh, it's so good. I've only tried that in the eyeliner, and I haven't been disappointed yet in Marc Jacobs. It's just a brand that I want to try more of. It is a little bit pricier than like the other brands. Okay, I just talked about NATASHA DENONA, so that kind of defeats the purpose. And it's just one of the brands I want it to be one of my favorite brands. I don't know why, I just want it to be. Huda has so many products out, and I've only tried the eyeshadow, so that's a brand I definitely want to explore a little bit more. These were my 5 favorite brands that I tried in 2019. I would love to know what your top 5 were. Did we try any similar brands? And let me know what products were your favorites from those brands. I would definitely love to add those to my wish list. There is so much I want to try in 2020. Don't forget to check out Get This Glowing to see what her top 5 picks are. And if you're from her channel, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you found it fun and enjoyable. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love for you to be part of the family. I love you all so much. And if you don't, I appreciate your review, and I'll see you in the next one.